Well, I think it's gonna be one of those nights here on Live with Fefe and Freddy, because Felicia dropped off just a minute ago. Now she's back, but she's obviously having
I'm
issues.
here.
And
Uh,
then our intro froze on my face for like ever, and like trying to like looking on the Facebook, like it's stuttering and freezing. So yeah, it's gonna be one of those evenings. Yay!
can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. Um, so
Let me
there's
bring
a
some
lot of
applause
things
to
that
this.
happened,
Yeah.
but yeah, is there a boo on there? I need a boo real quick.
No,
Yeah,
I can do that. Hold on.
yeah. I need
Yeah.
2025 left, and 2026 is not
Eh.
going very well. um, what I want to say is, welcome to your Wednesday night conversation. This is live with Fifi and Freddie. Um, I am undone and a
You mean
mess.
that's not the look you were going for? I
No,
don't know. I don't
not
know.
even.
I figured you were just highlighting and
I'll tell you in a minute. And over there, pristine and nice, and
I don't know about that.
has had a challenging week already. Is Freddie Prince Charming? Today we have a pack show, if we can make it through, with queer history prior to World War Three or World War Three. We're going, um, World War Two.
Don't jump the gun on that one. We're close enough as it is. We don't need you jumping the gun.
We are the queer history before.
God.
Anyhow, an icon passes. There have been many challenges already this year, and
Mm,
of on top of things, Black History Month. So
mm.
we'll recap the weekend. I did not put the question. I should have put the question. The question I wanted to ask was, what Black historical figure do you carry with you? And at first, I found the question on like another platform, and I thought that is such an interesting question. And I feel like I carry um like Michelle Obama. I feel like I carry like mm, I know she's not a historical figure, but she could be Oprah. Um and I feel like some of my spirit is like Madam CJ Walker.
Mm.
Very
Huh.
like entrepreneurial, very out there.
I have to think about that because, like, I don't think it's not
There's a
that
lot
I
of
don't like
historical figures, and it doesn't
right, and I
necessarily
think
mean like you carry them day to day, but like
right, and I don't think I necessarily think about, and I know this sounds like one of those I don't see color things, but that's not it. Like I think when if I think about historical figures or whatever, or if I'm if they're running around in my head, I don't necessarily think of their race at that moment. You know what I mean? Like I don't,
Mhm, mhm.
So I don't know. I have to think about that. Huh? I don't
Yeah,
know.
a
I'll
lot
have
of
to let
people
me think on that because I don't know. Like I'm
there were
sure
some
that
people
there
that
are.
said Malcolm X. If
Mm,
my internet was working better, then I would show you on the screen the answers to the questions, but I'm not testing anything at this moment.
I think one person that is always sort of on the back of my mind, especially these days, is MLK Jr. Uh,
Mm.
but specifically when he said what was the quote, like the riots are the voice of the unheard or something like that. So it's
Mm.
like, yes, peaceful protests are good and what we should be aiming for, but at some point people are going to have enough, you know? So it's like
Yeah.
that's kind of always
We're gonna hit there pretty soon, I think,
yeah,
though.
with another civil war, but that's I think that's kind of like him and a lot of his speeches and things like that I think are often kind of running through my head at various times, especially right now.
Some people said Maya Angelou.
That's a good
Um,
one.
Shirley, how do you say her last name? Chisholm. We've talked about her
Mhm.
on the show. Dr. King and Malcolm X. Some people up. This is the thing. I feel like a lot of people, if they're not people of color, are very apologetic for if they like confuse things or say things that may sound like they could be taken out of context. Because a couple people like either wrote additional comments like, "I'm sorry that I don't know what um, I'm talking about." Yes, James Baldwin.
James
I
Baldwin is a good one.
often, but I every time I do, he strikes me as a brilliant and so insightful every time. Yes. Um, what's interesting is sometimes on my YouTube, some of his like interviews, like with is it Johnny Carson? He was on there a couple times. There's another one that I'm like, this is very interesting. Um, or maybe I'm confusing people. No, I think it was James Baldwin that was on. There's interviews of him, and he's
Probably because he didn't die until the 80s, I want to say.
yeah, and he sounds so. Oh, um, the spirits must be with us.
Oh my god. Okay, this is definitely gonna be one of those nights because I don't even my
I don't
connection
even
has
know.
been fine. Oh,
I don't know.
it's
I
it's
don't know.
fine.
I don't know. John Lewis was one of them. Nikki Giovanni.
Two people that I'm going to mention later, that always come up when I'm talking about queer history, are Gladys Bentley and Langston Hughes.
Mm.
They will be
Mhm.
coming up later. Hello, Madam
Uh,
Askew. I overestimated my being able to sit in this chair in this corset vest. So I had to take it. It's I love this, and I
you're
didn't think
wearing a
about it because
corset sitting down?
it's a corset vest, and I didn't think about it because very rarely wear it sitting. I'm always usually
But do you realize
standing or
that
perching. I didn't think about it, and I'm like sitting, and it's all like. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna. It's fine. We're just gonna. Yeah,
this evening, ladies and gentlemen, if you
I
haven't
try.
realized, we're falling apart.
This is it's. You know what? There's at least one episode like this every season.
You know I love a good theme, and if we can just stick with it, then
We're we're gonna lean
mm,
into it. That's what we're gonna do.
yeah,
We're just gonna
just
lean into
if
it.
we can be into the theme and let's just do it. If it's
If we're
gonna
gonna
fall
do it,
upon
we're
us,
gonna do it. We're just gonna go hard.
if you're listening on the podcast and it sounds great, I don't know how, but
This
I'm
is one of
glad that
those,
you're enjoying
the podcast might actually be better because then you don't have to look at us. You know? Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine.
But I will share that question on our Facebook page. Maybe just share it from my whatever. But we have housekeeping. Should we not
And
forget
do that real quick before everything just goes to
before
shit.
everything goes down?
Get the housekeeping done quickly.
Our podcast is largely supported by our community on Patreon. You can get exclusive content on our Patreon and support us and support the podcast. And
Which I apologize to all of our patrons. I realized
oh,
today that with everything going on, I totally forgot to put last week's after show up.
So you
Uh,
get 2.
that's gonna be my bad. So yeah, I don't know what happened. Things
It
got
was a busy
busy.
weekend.
It was a busy weekend, and then this week has been a little difficult, which I will get to later. But yeah, that was like, so I apologize for that. That is completely on me, and I then you'll get like a 2 for 1 this week.
It's not fun.
So
Yes. We wanna thank, Bill, who is in the chat, I think, right?
yes,
Yeah.
he is.
Bill, Brandon, Cassandra, Chris and Michelle, Dee, Drake Jensen and Michael, Casey Starr, Carrie and Corey, Joan, Laura, Madam Askew, and the Grand Arbiter. Hey. Nicole, Patricia Mason, and Shannon. I'm jealous. Shannon went on vacation.
I know. I'm like,
I could have fit in one of your bags. I promise. I like a seat though. I like a seat.
mm, yeah.
Um, I haven't heard. Has the assigned seating worked well on Southwest now?
I haven't flown Southwest since they changed all their shit. Because it's not just the assigned
Oh,
seating. Now they've got like your bags aren't free anymore and all that other shit. So
what?
yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know.
That was the big thing. Like assigned seating, okay, whatever. It was the baggage that they changed along with it.
Oh, well, that means I
Now
can't
your
run for
bags
pageant
aren't
ever again. That was my
right.
thing.
Yeah,
I would get 2 bags free and
that was
then
their
take 2
biggest
bags
fucking
with me.
selling point. Biggest fucking selling point, and they got rid of it. I'm like, "Are you stupid?"
Wow. Why
Yeah.
did they
So
do that?
I'm
I
not
need
sure
to
how
talk
things
to
are going there.
somebody.
I'm
Well,
noticing, like,
that
people
makes
are
them
still
like everybody
flying,
then.
but it's like, I think people are, like,
They're
using
paying the baggage
other
fees then.
right, and if they're I think if people I think I don't know if Southwest because Southwest is only domestic, they don't fly international. So,
Mm,
like, if it were me, I would like, if a lot of people have, like, credit cards for travel and stuff because of miles and points and whatever.
mhm.
Um, like, with them changing all that shit, I'm like, well, if I have to go through all of that, then I will get, like, a credit card that gives me points on an airline that flies international, you know what I mean? So that I'm not
Yeah.
so it's like,
I support
I
that.
have right, because that to me would make more sense.
Okay,
But
I see a
I
button. I'm gonna press a button real quick. I wanna see what happens.
oh, what is that?
Oh.
Oh, that's new. When did that happen?
Oh. I
What
don't know,
is
I
that?
saw it
Okay.
there.
Huh.
You can change the color of it too.
Oh. When did they do put this in? Oh. When did this
Oh, oops.
change? Ah!
I'm changing things. Sorry,
I we discovered a new thing because apparently this
I just
Restream is doing a new
buttons.
thing. That's okay, that's
Yeah.
weird because it puts the newest comment at the top, not at the bottom.
Huh.
Can we change that?
Maybe?
I don't know.
Did I? Yeah, I did.
Yes,
'Cause
there
the
we go. I'm like,
maybe
that makes more sense because yes, that's correct. Huh. All right, look at that, something new. Ta-da! Mm,
wow.
well, okay. Why do they always change things and not tell us?
They had a webinar. Remember I told you they had a webinar, like, last week, and I was like I
Oh,
started to watch it, but then I was like,
oh, well,
Um,
oops. Anyway,
a huge thanks to Wigs of a Kind for also, supporting us this season.
no wig for me
If
this
you wanna support
evening.
us, you can just send us money at this point.
Seriously? Cash check, money order, EBT, Snap.
You can support us any way you want to. I will be like the girl that's on the viral video. I will also take Chipotle gift cards, Amazon gift cards.
Oh, yeah, I can do
Um,
that. I will take,
um,
like, donations of pet food.
mhm.
Costco gift cards are good too. I like Costco We get our
I didn't
dog and
know
our cat
Costco had
food at
gift cards.
Costco.
You
We
all
are
are also
streaming on the
streaming.
YouTube.
Yes, yes.
There's YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch.
I
All the
like this.
things. This is fun. Okay. This is very
I
exciting.
just gotta make sure that the comments stay,
Well, we just kind of keep
okay.
it. Now we can we don't have to switch. Like we do this, and the comments can be up there, and everybody can see the comments, and then we can look at other things.
What happens if I press a comment? Like,
Oh
I
God, I
will
don't know.
delete it.
I don't know. You're gonna. Oh, oh.
That seems like a lot.
Then that's like that. I mean,
Have either of you performed outside?
ha 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 ha! Do you not know who I am?
The answer
Yes,
is
yes, I
yes for both of us. But yes, most definitely for him. Oh, for
I
those
have
on the
performed
podcast, Bill
all over the
asked, have you
place.
ever performed outside of the American Southwest?
I
What a
have.
rude
I have
question.
pretty much from coast to coast, actually,
You know,
because I
one
have
place I would love to.
performed.
Have you performed in New York?
I have not performed in New York, but I have
I want to
performed
perform in New
a few
York.
places on the West Coast and Florida, which still counts as East Coast. So not that way. So
I performed in Florida.
Madam Askew is bouncing all over, trying to find whichever one works best.
I mean, does that make our numbers go up? Can you keep more than one tab
Right?
open?
Just can you have all the things open? That's fine.
Just mute one of them.
No, we've both traveled quite a bit, and when I had my national title, I was able
For
to
3 years.
right. When they had state prelims, I was traveling all over the place. I've been all over. I've been all over. I actually miss traveling for drag. I haven't traveled in a hot minute. So, but
We had like
mm,
life take over. It's
I
weird.
know. I know all the things.
Yeah.
Uh
But if anybody's
how is
booking, if anybody's
right?
booking, we're
Anybody wants to fly
available.
us out, fly me out, I can do the things.
Immediately, he just went to him.
I don't know.
If
Okay.
I'm in a computer.
From switching, keeping all of the things open.
Oh, oh.
How was your weekend?
Um, my weekend was good. I think it was a little bit surprising to me how it kind of flowed because things, especially with younger children, can go upside down
Mm,
immediately.
mm.
Um, but they did not. Thursday, um, I had Queen of Hearts drag bingo. It was a small, intimate crowd, but I encourage folks to buy their tickets for next month, which is on March 12th. Celebrated a birthday for a mom that had, um, we called them a spectrum of children that are in the LGBTQ plus range.
Hmm.
hmm Uh, and they all had just a tiny bit of character. That's all I'll say. Um, they were hilarious because they did the infamous thing where I warn we warn people about like you need to be paying attention, you need to know the
Mhm.
shape, you need to know if it's
Mhm.
blackout.
Mhm.
They fit all of those bills right away. Right away.
Oh,
Calling
Jesus.
bingo during a blackout,
Oh my god.
doing the most, let's say. But
Oh,
they
Lord.
seem to be the winning table, that and another table. Um, oh, the thing moved. Oh, you must have, like, pressed something.
I did, it was bothering
Um,
me because it was like the header was, like, on one
oh,
page
it
and
wasn't
everything
on
else
the
was on the other
same
page.
page.
Yeah, it was driving me
So
crazy.
I don't know.
So
So somebody gave me this a couple weekends ago,
oh, that's cute.
and the mom saw that I was wearing it says, "You are safe with me." That's what it says.
I think D has that same pin.
Um, yeah, somebody gave it to me. I don't know how to show you this, but
Great.
that's what it says. Um, and then she goes, "You need this pen." to go with it. She gives me a Tinkerbell pin that has like rainbow.
Oh, that's fun. That's like my
And I was
my
like,
rainbow
oh my
Millennium
gosh.
Falcon Disney pin that is like the trail behind it is rainbow.
I was like, that's so sweet. You don't even know you don't even know me.
Come on.
So
That's super
she was
fun.
like, "What?" She goes, "Well, if you can't wear the one that says you are safe with me, you can definitely wear the Tinkerbell one." And I was like, "Huh, what about that?" So
It's
I've
like
worn
that
it a
that sort
couple
of
times.
subtle flagging that we've talked about, where you just have like that one little thing that
Mhm.
indicates that you're safe, because people that are looking for it will see it.
Yeah, if you're out in public, wear the pin, Madam Askew, because then that's like us supporting each other without the others knowing. And then Sunday, so left drag bingo feeling very full, um, because that was even though it was a small, intimate crowd, it was still enough to fill the cup. Sunday, we decided to go to the Ren Fair. Yes, you invited us, and I I was like, "I'm taking a chance. He may not get this, but whatever." Um, so I ran into, like, everybody but
But
you.
that
I
tracks.
saw Brandon at some point. I saw a couple other people, and I was like, "This is so weird." And I didn't know whether to, like, call you because you hadn't answered my text, so I don't know if you would've
Reception out
picked up
there
the
is so
phone.
sketchy. Like sometimes things work all the time, and then sometimes they don't work at all. It
Yeah,
it's
and so
yeah.
then I was like, "Ugh, we're gonna bump into each other." Nope, walked
Mm,
around the whole
we
place.
we were probably like
I
doing.
think I saw your son at one point with his girlfriend.
Mikey came. Mikey was supposed to be there. He showed up late. They didn't get there until like I don't know, like right around the joust, which was 2:30.
Oh, well, mm, that would have been around the time I think I saw him, but he was, like, in a hurry. So, I was like, "Okay, bye."
Yeah, he was probably hustling to get to the joust. That's what I'm guessing.
Oh, anyhow, so and little kids don't sit long enough to yeah, to uphold that. So, it was fun, um, and the kids enjoyed it, except for one of my kiddos doesn't like to walk for a long period of time, and I'm like, "I'm not taking you to the Disneyland if you cannot walk around
Yep.
this place."
Yeah, no. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, if
If
you
you
can't
have
walk around this
2
place,
perfectly
mm,
capable feet, you are walking.
yeah, I was like, "No, no, we're not doing that." On Monday, I was home with a kiddo, but one had to go to school. I didn't understand that. I
Huh.
didn't. But I was okay with it considering who our president is, so whatever.
Fuck President's Day.
Also, President's Day was on and popping on social media with the photos of President Obama and Michelle Obama. I love that we're, like, protesting on social media.
I love that shit so much because you know that every time something like that gets posted, he just gets mad and probably throws things and throws a tantrum and just gets annoyed. And I love that for him. I do.
Mhm.
I love that for him.
Yeah, and I was telling people, like, "Happy, remember when Obama was President Day." I did not tell you that because I
You did
saw
actually.
something.
You did
Oh, I
actually.
did?
Yeah.
Oh, did I? Oh, well, that must have been before I saw what I saw. You're gonna talk about it. Anyway, what was surprising to me was that I sat in front of the TV and paid attention to it.
Oh, that's rough for me these
Now,
days.
if you know me, I don't really, like, watch TV
Right.
because whatever is happening, so that doesn't really, um so I watched TV this week, which doesn't really happen to me. First show that I was so excited to text Freddie in the middle of the night and say, what basically, what are you doing? What are you watching? And because I want you to watch this. But um so a reboot of the 1989 movie The Burbs.
Which I love the movie.
Um
I think the movie is
yeah.
fantastic.
So I will tell you that I did not see the movie first. I started watching the show first, and then I got curious because it is also on Peacock,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Okay, I need to know." I'm one of those people that's like, I need to see the original first
It's
to
it's
kind of get like,
it's one of those, like, it's one of those movies that kinda tends to fly under the radar, like, when you think of Tom Hanks or Carrie Fisher, you don't think The Burbs. You know what I
no.
mean? It's like it's kind of one of
Or
those, like,
when they say
cult.
their names, they don't say like
Right,
starring in the
right.
Burbs.
It's like it's one of those sort of it's one of those movies that I think has kind of gained a cult following over the years, like, it's one of those, like, kind of underground kinda things that you most people, if you were gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, what's your favorite Tom Hanks movie?" No one's gonna say The Burbs because no one ever thinks of The Burbs, but
And
I
there
love it because
are
I
a
love
lot
that.
of like 80s stars in there.
It's the cast
Corey
is
Feldman,
fantastic, like, it really is, but
and
nobody ever thinks about
and
The Burbs.
I was like, "What the fuck is The Burbs?" I had never heard of this. And so, had to watch the movie because I started the show. What I like about this reboot is that so let me tell you what the first problem is about reboots. The problem I think that I have with reboots is that it feels like they just went to the Xerox machine
Right.
and they just said, "We're gonna put new actors in the place and copy the script."
That's how I feel about, like, all this live action bullshit that Disney keeps coming out with. It's
Yes.
nothing, they're not doing anything, they're basically doing a frame by frame copy of this thing with CGI animals and, like, a person. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Gives me nothing."
And you're like, "What? So should I watch the same movie?
Right.
What?"
It's
Uh.
nothing new, there's nothing that's like, "Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
should
I
watch
wish they
this."
did. I wish they did, though. I
Right,
wish they added something or took
right.
something out or put a plot twist
Do
in so that I'm like,
something,
"Oh,
make it more
wow."
interesting.
So, I was not looking for this show, but then I'm such a fan of Kiki Palmer, and I love how she has grown up and handles herself and all this jazz. Um, and plus, she got me through 2020 quite a bit with her like self tape acting things, um, and is a talented person. So it stars her and Jack Whitehall, and it's based off the movie, but like, gives a modern twist and
Right.
gives, like, like, takes it a little bit further, I think, and this made me feel like, especially after I watched the original, that I'm like, "Okay, this is not a copy.
Right.
This is like."
We haven't watched it yet, but when I saw that it was coming, I made my partner sit down and watch the preview because 'cause I'm like, "Oh my god, this looks really good." Like, because and they modernized it, they gave it, a 2026 kind of feel without it being, like, stuck in the
Mhm.
'80s kind of thing. So the modern it looks like, modern jokes, modern, you know what I mean? All the stuff that makes
Yeah.
sense for today. And I
Yeah.
don't know,
They
are
didn't
live
keep it.
actors cheaper than animation and voice actors? Guess it depends on the
No,
actor.
actually, it's more expensive to make animation, and it takes longer
Right. Like, you would think 'cause you
because
have more people involved.
you have to pay the animators
Mhm.
and their teams,
Right.
and then you have to,
So there's
you
the
have to pay the voice actors, and then once you do the voice acting, they have to go and, like, readjust some of the scenes
Mhm.
because sometimes the actor doesn't,
It doesn't match up with the
articulate.
right,
Yeah.
with the animation.
Have I seen Kiki's episode of Hot Ones? No, I have. I'm she m yes, I think I have because, she was on there with, is it SZA? Um, and they start talking about some BS on there. Is that the right one? Is that the one you're referring to? Um, because if that's the one, then yes, maybe. Maybe? So, anyway, That wasn't the only thing that I watched. So I finished The Burbs, and I don't know what I needed to cure this small bit of addiction that was happening while it was happening because I was like, I never watch anything. Um,
Mhm.
so I kept seeing on Instagram the Netflix release of the
America's Next Top
documentary that
Model. I watched that
yeah.
too. Oh my god, what a fucking train wreck.
So tell me, Tyra. Ugh.
Okay, so okay, I don't want to spoil thing. I mean, I think everybody kind of pretty much knows. I
I
don't want
know,
to like
let's not spoil it
I
for
don't want to give it
everyone.
spoils, but okay, so after all of that, did you hear that she's trying to bring it back now?
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she wants to bring back a new America's Next Top Model. I'm like, "Girl, are you fucking crazy? You just shot yourself in the foot."
Okay, so do you realize she was so unapologetic?
Oh, it was awful. Oh my god.
Fake.
The smugness of it all. The, like well, I mean,
And when
listen,
somebody
that wasn't
said
great,
something
but ugh.
and, sometimes we have to do things that
Yeah,
we're
see? Fucking
you
Cycle
know,
25. She wants to bring back Cycle 25. Are you fucking stupid? Who in their right mind is going to be like, "Yes, this sounds like a great idea. Let's do this." And who in their right mind is gonna be like,
Gabe,
"Oh,
is that an
let me do it."
excited but I hope that they treat them better. Watch the documentary. Oh my god.
It's
It left so many,
awful. And I used to watch America's
um,
Next Top Model. Like, I remember watching it back in the day, like, right when it first started coming out. Like,
the
I and I
oh,
remember even watching some of these challenges and shit
mistr
going, "The fuck
especially
doing?"
there are some people that spoke up,
Yeah,
and for some
they
of these things,
I'm just gonna say, she did these models dirty. Like,
the
she
mentorship that she
really did.
promised.
Like, all the things that were supposed to like, all the doors and stuff that were supposed to be opened, all the things that were supposed to be happening for these people, the winner of
Mm-mm.
the thing, it fucking awful. And I heard that there's
And
another
these women
documentary that's coming
are
out
trauma
that
yes,
oh,
on
which
E!
yes, which, this one seemed like almost like a fluff piece. That it
It is.
seemed like Tyra wanted to come on and try and redeem herself and try and be like, "Well, I mean, it was the early 2000s and things were different back then, and la, 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 la."
And
You're like,
if I
"Oh
could
my
go
god."
back, I
Right.
would change it.
It was
No, you wouldn't.
totally like Tyra trying to redeem herself, and
Win
it
us
didn't
over.
work very
Mhm.
well at all. She stuck her foot in it,
Ask the people
oh
online.
my god, it was so bad,
There's
so bad,
nobody. I
and
haven't
I
seen
didn't know about
anybody.
Miss J either.
Mm-mm.
So, uh,
They kept it a secret,
didn't
very
say
much
anything.
so.
So Miss J ended up having a stroke in 2022. I had no idea.
Mhm.
No idea. And he's still in a wheelchair. Like, crazy.
Okay, so to equate this to, there's some things in there that made me feel human to human will never happen from me. If I decide to do something else, like say goodbye to this, or you decide to say goodbye to this, because at one point, one of the folks wanted to say goodbye
Mm,
and got silence and was told that they just need to return to the show to fulfill
right.
their contract. Tyra, these are like lifelong friends with Tyra.
Yeah.
She hasn't been in contact with she hasn't been in contact with them. She hasn't she didn't go to visit Miss J. That part, like,
This and that just goes to show that she got a little taste of fame and it went straight to her fucking head. And she didn't care about any like y'all need to watch it. It's on Netflix, and I swear to God, you're gonna be sitting there, and if you're anything like me, you're gonna look for a shoe that you could throw at the TV because it is so like. ugh,
And
bleh,
it was
like,
just so
fuck.
I didn't feel
It was
I didn't
there
feel
were so
anything
many
for Tyra.
no.
I didn't feel
I
anything for Tyra. I
no
felt
sympathy for her whatsoever, and then, like, there's a couple times when she brought back some of the alums, and some of them said explicitly, "I don't wanna see this footage, don't put this footage on there," and what does she do? She
mhm,
had the footage. There's some shit that, like, it was so not okay, like, even for a reality TV, it was not okay, like, y'all it ugh,
problematic.
like, just on top of oh my god, it was so bad,
So I
but
wanna see the one on E.
'cause you know if they do
Um,
it on it's America's Next Top Model, the documentary, I don't know. I don't know, it's
it's on
it's
Netflix, that's all I
it's
can
on
tell
Netflix.
you.
It's gonna be, like, on the, like, new like, if you look at
It is
the Netflix
trending
thing
hardcore right
right,
now.
like, it's gonna be, like, number 1 or number 2 on their, like, top 10 or whatever the fuck it is it is a train wreck from start to finish. It's ugh, it's ugh. But yeah, but you know the one on E, they're gonna go in harder, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, no, we're not gonna fluff this. This is
And
not gonna be a fluffy little piece."
some of those girls are on, um, both of them. So I
Mhm. Oh, I'm
wonder
sure. Oh, I'm sure.
if the, wonder if the harshness is gonna be because Tyra was the executive producer
Right, so she
on
was like she wanted this to be like, "No, no, it was fine.
she
I
wanted
did
this to be like a
everything I
Star
needed."
Search moment and be like,
And
"I'm
I'm so
sorry,
excited because I wanna
guys."
bring back look, I'm really sorry for all of these things. So let's do cycle 25, yeah.
No, that's somebody saying, like, "Let's make more money out of this."
Like,
And
I get
you
that there wasn't, like, social media and shit, but it was still like, Jesus, like, there were some things that were
not okay.
decidedly not okay.
I can't
Like, there you
enable
go.
Zoom and stuff.
Reality check, America's Next Top Model. Inside America's Next Top Model.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like, oof, yeah, it was a hot mess. Train wreck from start to finish. Like, ugh.
Gabe, what do you say? Not that I'm defending this, but remember back then, there wasn't any social media as today, and everything was based on ratings. Yes, but also, like, treat people with humanity. There's a little bit of element.
Right,
So
like, there were still
I will
people.
say, I don't know all the elements of entertainment, but I do know what I do know about what I can see from
Right.
my point of view from entertainment is that there are things that sometimes you can that don't have to live in a contract or that don't have to
There
live
were some things that Tyra did that,
like the
especially as a
speech of
black
her saying
woman,
like
should have known better.
like her not still putting the footage in of like the male that was inappropriately touching the female model that spoke up for herself.
Oh,
Something
you mean the
should
one that
have
was sexually
been
assaulted that then was made to call her boyfriend on
no
camera,
well that one
or
too,
the other
but
one?
the other one
Mm.
where blatantly they're all sitting there. That's where I can't really forgive Jay Manuel is that I'm like, no, no, you as a man
Oh, that one, yeah, that was like,
should be like, hey, bro, cut it back a notch. No, we were just doing what we were told. It makes good
no,
TV.
ugh. Yeah, it's
Like, where's your
I
morals and your values? Like, does that
there wasn't
happen?
any. I have a feeling that the other documentary, when it comes out, is probably going to dive more into some of those things because this was such a fluff piece for Tyra that things were almost kind of skimmed over. Like, yeah, 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 that happened, but it's fine. You
And the
know what I
girl that
mean?
she yelled at, that was a cultural moment, but also you get the behind
Mhm.
now you know the story and you're like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, like I said, there were some things, especially as a black woman, Tyra
Mhm,
should have known better. on so many things. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, if you
I
I will
do
admit
also
that
want to
I am a
let you
sucker
all
for the train
know
wreck documentaries. I'm like I watch like all of them. I watch all the documentaries because that's so if you're into that sort of thing, go watch it. If you're not into that sort of thing, don't watch it because it is a hot fucking mess
the
all
one
the way.
on E comes out March 11th, I think. I have it on my calendar somewhere.
Oh god,
Yes,
Janice Dickinson is a bitch.
she lives
She
up to her name,
always has been. Always has been. She
even before the show.
like
There were
everything that
complaints
she's
about
ever
her.
done before
Yeah.
the show, after the show, anything she's ever done, she's a fucking cunt. Like she really is. Like she has very few redeeming qualities.
So the
I
thought that
remember.
I had was so many of the things that are happening on America's Next Top Model to me mimic what is happening in RuPaul's Drag Race to
That makes
me.
sense. Yeah, that I don't
And I
watch
think at
RuPaul
one point
because I don't
RuPaul
give a fuck.
RuPaul said that well, but what I'm saying is that I feel like there's going to and many people have posted online they can't wait to see what has happened behind the scenes for Dragula, RuPaul's Drag
You
Race,
know
and
those
all
things are
of
going to be
these.
coming at some point because people are
Well,
gonna.
I remember when we were interviewing folks from the show in the early
Mm,
days,
mm.
that they were saying, "It's not what you see, is what you
Oh,
get."
for sure. I
There's a
can.
lot of
Right, right. I can only imagine the shit that happens in those, and it, like the people that like either they're like they either their NDA ran out or whatever, and people have been saying like you've been hearing whispers of things for years. I know that, especially like on Dragula and some of the shit that they make people do. Like
Mhm.
yeah, it's those will be interesting when those come out. Those I'll watch. I don't give a fuck about either one of the shows, but I'll watch the documentaries whenever they come
But yeah,
out.
so that was my interesting weekend because I
Mm.
was like, I never watch TV. But then I was like, what is that? And I was like, okay, I gotta go watch it. I have to go watch it. So I'm sorry that we took up 30 minutes of you.
That's fine. It needed to be said. We didn't even
It
talk about
never
my
happens
weekend.
though.
Right.
Yes, please
Uh,
do.
so Sunday was good. It was at the Ren Fair. It was Pride Day. At the Ren Fair, they always do like a
Oh, was
Pride
it?
costume contest. Yeah.
Is that why there were so many gay people?
Yes. That's what they always do, like a pride costume contest, which we myself, Justin Sider, and Ben Havoc were there. We've been there the last few years on the Pride Day. They ask us to come judge the costume contest and things. And then we always get to attend the joust up on the dais with with everybody. So up at the with royalty and
Mm.
stuff are up there. That was a good time. Um, and then my week got a little trickier. I won't dwell too much, but this is part of why like things are a little hectic for me and stuff today. So Monday, I ended up having to say goodbye to my cat Paisley, who I've had since 2015. I've had her since she was a kitten. Um, it's always one of the hardest decisions to make when you have pets
Mhm.
is when their quality of life starts to decline. I think that the hardest but best decision that we can make
Mhm.
is to be able to let them go. And
Oh, it's so
we
hard though.
oh it's I can't even tell you how many times I've had to do it over the years, like with fostering and like, like I lost Bruce a couple years ago. We were taking
Mhm.
him to the vet. He didn't make it. London passed at the vet, which was a couple
Mhm.
years before that. But like she she was never quite the same. She was so bonded to London that after we lost London, she kind of self-exiled herself to the back room. Like she
Oh,
could
wow.
always I mean, she had free reign of the house, but
Uh-huh.
just she wanted to she stayed back there, and it was that she was very shy, very sweet. She was my cupboard kitty. But we took her in last week because over the last week prior, we noticed a drastic weight change. Like
Oh,
she
no.
she dropped a lot of weight. Like she was so skinny. And it was finally the point where like it was noticeable. So we're like, all right, we gotta take her in, get blood work. And on Friday we found out that it was there were we were still waiting for other tests or for other results to come in, but we found out for sure that there was kidney disease.
Oh,
And
no.
we were waiting for the other tests because they were testing for leukemia and a few other things. There were elevated white blood cells and things. And we knew though that with the kidney disease, that regardless of what the other results were, the end result was probably going to be the same because you can't cure kidney disease. You know what I mean? Like you can't,
Yeah.
especially with her being older and so skinny, and it was just not good. The vet called Monday earlier in the afternoon and got more results back. And with the elevated white blood cell count, they were sure it was either going to be leukemia or lymphoma.
Mm.
Yeah. But they would have had to do more specific tests, but it was going to be one of those two for sure. And with either one of those, I, you know what I
Madam
mean? Like
or Bill? Bill.
it
Bill
was,
says kidney and thyroid issues are so common in cats. Why is that?
um, part of it is water. Cats are really bad at drinking enough water and being
Oh.
hydrated. Yeah. So even with water constantly there, so that's why a lot of folks, depending on whether or not you see your cats drinking enough throughout the day, they have treats, wet food, things like that that can actually help hydrate them as well. Because cats are really bad at drinking enough water, like a lot of people.
Oh.
Um, but that was that was we knew with that we knew what we had to do. And he was like, we have time
Mm.
today or we can do it tomorrow or the day after. And we're like, we're not going to draw
No.
this out, and I think she had already known. I think she knew. She was so calm
Oh,
and so
wow.
quiet. And, it's what we had to do. And we're sitting there and, the vet tech comes in and gets us checked in and everything. And, she's like, do you want to be in here the whole time? And I'm like, abso-fucking-lutely. I
Mm.
am like, and, because we both know people that have just been like, no, I can't possibly just, and I'm like, why would you just leave your pet in this strange place that, like, no, like, that's,
I feel like there's some people that can't handle it.
you know what?
There
Tough
are
shit. Tough shit. This is
there
what
are
you
some people
signed
that
up
can't handle
for.
that.
You know what I mean? I can't handle this shit. I was a
Mhm.
fucking mess all fucking day. Like, I was a fucking mess all day after that. Like, it was before, after, like, Michaela kept coming out of the room. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like bawling my eyes out on sitting on the couch. Like, I can't handle this, but I'm not going to let my pet, who I signed up like to care for, live their last
Mhm.
moments with strangers. You know what I mean? Like, no,
Mhm.
you've been with me for more than a decade. I'm going to sit here and like cry all over you while you go because that is the least that I could do for this animal. It's like, So that made Monday a little rough. And then Tuesday, my poor partner ended up getting sick. So she came home and she's been miserable for 2 days now, and she never gets sick. She did test positive for flu A. So I'm like, I love you.
Is
Stay
that
over
the
there,
new one
please.
or is that the that's
I
not the
don't fucking
mutating one,
know.
is that?
We're at like flu 436.5 at this point. I don't even know. But she's miserable. She's not does not feel good. Like, she called out of work today, she called out of work tomorrow, which she doesn't usually do, so I know she's not feeling well. So, she's been
Yeah.
holed up on the couch, like, sleeping off and on, like, over in the corner, and I'm, like, way over here on this side. I'm like, "Here, let me make you tea." You know?
You
Like,
don't throw the tea at her. Oh my
oh,
goodness.
absolutely. I'm just gonna chuck it at her and be like, "Here, whatever gets on you, I'm sorry, whatever." And just, I'm like, "Stay over there." You know, I'm like, "Here, I'll I'll let me feed you soup." I mean, stretch out like I have a like, a yardstick with a spoon on the end of it. Just I'm gonna. But
I
so
feel for you,
that's
girl. I feel for
it's
you.
so yeah, it's kind of sucky. So it's been a not a great week here, but that's okay. All right, we're gonna go
Is it though?
ahead and move along to my tip, which isn't really a tip. It's more of a, I don't know, an
Hold on.
infomercial.
Should I dare press the
You can
button?
try. Go ahead. See what happens.
If the show goes off the air, folks, have it.
It's
Just
fine.
kidding. We'll try. That
That
one was
doesn't
smooth.
stutter. Just our intro stutters.
I have
Maybe
no
we need to
idea.
look at the video itself. Maybe
Maybe
we
I'll
need to
just
like
take it off.
re-upload it.
It's
We just
weird.
need to re-upload it. So I was I have no idea what I was doing. I was doing something on the
That's
interwebs.
usually a good thing.
I know,
Mhm.
I know. And something about like I think the pink triangle or something came up, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something different for my tip, and we're gonna talk a little bit about like modern queer history prior to World War II. And I'm talking
Why
like
so
late,
specific?
because I think it's rarely talked about. We talk about how like queer and trans folks and stuff, like how people have always been here, right? We've talked about, I think, ancient civilizations, and
Mhm.
how a lot of ancient civilizations recognized, third, fourth, fifth genders, different things like that, whatever. We talk about Stonewall and the things leading up to sort of what we consider modern gay pride. But
Mhm.
we I don't think we've ever really talked about sort of that period in between, um, that really kind of opened the door for modern queer history. Our really recent history. Um,
Mhm.
but because after World War II, everything that's when things kind of started going, and we ended up with another gay rights movement and all this stuff. So I'm like, well, why don't we talk a little bit about sort of the late 1800s up to about World War II ish, so that
Mhm.
there's things that are, I think,
Fill in the gap.
people don't really think about, leading up to Stonewall, the AIDS crisis and stuff like that. So it'll be a little bit of a jumping around. I was trying to keep things in like chronological order when I was putting this together, and it didn't
I
always
see
work.
that
So
worked out very well for you.
it's close enough, so just deal with it. So
Mm.
one of the sort of key things that happened in the late 1800s was in 1895, Oscar Wilde was put on trial for gross indecency,
Oh, I
which
didn't know that.
really it kind of brought to the surface the existence of gay subcultures, and it kind of shone a harsh light on things like public scandal and legal persecution. um you know I think that
Hmm.
a lot of folks don't even realize that Oscar Wilde spent 2 years in prison doing hard labor
No.
for this.
What?
Like, it was intense, and up until then it was one of those things where I think, the in, British society, you knew it existed. You know,
Mhm.
people knew that there was this sort of untalked about sort of, subculture, whatever. But
We were
that was the
unhinged.
thing, is that it didn't really talk about it because homosexuality was criminalized in Britain at the time. So it was one of those unspoken things.
Mm.
So that was one of the sort of the first, like, hey, look, there's queers out there kind of thing, and open the doors for the public scandal, the legal persecution, all that good stuff. Um,
You know what I was thinking the other day is, when did queerness become so, because we've talked about how it existed in pre-modern times,
mm,
like you said, like, when did it become so shameful and taboo?
aha, that a lot of that actually happened with the Nazis and all that good stuff. Because it's always been taboo here and a lot of other places, but okay, so let me
I'm sorry to take you off course, but that
it's
is
fine.
my
Okay,
question.
so I will kind of, you'll see where things kind of shifted a little bit. So, um, in the German Criminal Code, paragraph 175 uh, said that homosexual contact was legally banned in Germany at the time. However, despite that, Berlin actually had a thriving queer scene. And a lot of times people think about Paris as sort of being sort of like the gay capital of the world at the time. Uh, I think some people would actually argue that Berlin might have had it. It might actually be more
Elevated?
vital.
Elevated
Um,
experience?
During the era of the Weimar
Thriving?
Republic, between 1919 and 1933, it kind of was considered the queer capital of the world. It had over 170 queer spaces.
Mm.
That's a lot. Like that is massive for, some place like that. And Britain and France both had a lot of queer spaces as well, but there was more that was happening in Germany at the time that really kind of elevated that sort of um so we've touched
Yes.
on Dr. Magnus Hirschfeld, who was a gay Jewish liberal who founded the Institute of Sexual Research in 1919. And the reason that's important is that this medical center pioneered transgender care, gender affirming surgeries, all of these things. And Dr. Hirschfeld published over 200 books and pamphlets on gay rights and openly advocated for the abolishment of paragraph 175. His motto
Mm.
and sort of everything that drove him was through science to justice.
Whoa.
Right. And the reason why, if you look at like history, specifically trans history, as far as medical advancements and things like that, everything kind of stops. You don't really see much before like the 50s or so. And the reason that is because on May 6th, 1933, the Institute was looted by students led by the SA. All of the documents, all of the paperwork, everything in the Institute was pulled out onto the street and burned. And it took with it decades of trans medical history. Gone.
What?
Gone. And there was after that there was very little out there
Mhm.
in regarding gender affirming care, surgeries, things like that. Like it was yeah. Um the world's first gay rights organization was called the Scientific Humanitarian Committee. It was founded in Germany in 1897.
Hmm.
And in the US, at this around the few years later, Henry Gerber founded the Society for Human Rights in Chicago in 1924, which also advocated for gay rights.
Mm.
Which that actually kind of starts coinciding with the Harlem Renaissance, which ran from like the 1920s to the early 1930s, and
A
that
lot of
provided
queer
a space
representation.
for Black queer artists like Gladys Bentley, who we mentioned earlier, and Langston Hughes to express themselves through art.
Mhm.
which that was, this is again leading up to World War II.
Explosive.
There was
Yeah.
so much happening. The 1920s also saw a rise in publication of lesbian literature, like Radcliffe Hall's The Well of Loneliness, which was published in 1928. It was first published in the UK. British court deemed it obscene, so it wasn't published again until 1949, after World War II. Sort of an aside,
Um,
her birth name was Marguerite, but in adulthood, she would often go by the first name John.
mm.
So maybe if she'd had the language, she would have identified somewhere along the transmass spectrum. We don't know. But it's
Or was she
also
trying to
important to
protect
note.
herself?
eh, No, she was very out. She was open and out. But also important here to note that while she was publishing lesbian literature and using a male name, Radcliffe Hall had super conservative views on things like gender roles and idealized Italian fascism and Mussolini.
Huh.
Yeah. She also held what a lot of folks called problematic racial politics, which just goes to show that even back then, people can be both an LGBTQ plus icon and to be totally problematic. Think like Caitlyn Jenner, Buck Angel, etc. Does not preclude you from, and it, her Well of Loneliness is still considered to be like a thing, a
Good night, Bill.
Goodnight Bell, a sort of core piece of lesbian literature, despite her super problematic views. Super problematic
Yikes.
views. Super problematic views. Um,
It's always
so
interesting to me how people are like, I support you, but I voted for MAGA.
and it still happens. Like, in fact, I just read an article today that there are an increasing number of specifically trans folks that are leaning way right,
Why?
because who the fuck knows? Um, eh, Fucking stupid. Um, so during the late 19th and early
ID
20th
damage.
century, Britain had laws against homosexuality. They still had this sort of
Mm.
underground scene. They had different clubs and things like that. Um, However, Paris did not. Homosexuality was decriminalized during the French Revolution.
Hmm.
Mm, yeah. Uh, yeah. Which was I thought was interesting. I always forget that little bit, but they decriminalized homosexuality during the French Revolution. In the early 1900s, Paris was another European country that had a flourishing queer scene. Uh, but the difference is that with most other queer scenes, gay men were often the face of gay culture in like Germany. In France, the lesbian was the it girl. They were
Mm.
far more open and out. They were Lesbians were often able to live less discreetly than gay men. Um, and you had people like Gertrude Stein, Natalie Barney, who's another American writer, um, who began publishing love poems to women in 1900. Uh, René Vivienne, who is a British poet who wrote in French and often considered one of the most noteworthy lesbian poets of the 20th century. These were women that often were in Paris, that congregated in Paris. Were seen in cabarets and cafes. You would see
Sounds like
often
such a romantic time.
right? You'd often see pictures of women dressed in masculine clothing. Even the dressed as dandies, top hats, tails, the whole nine yards. That was a lot of folks between Paris and Berlin. A lot of folks gravitated to those two main European cities. After his imprisonment, Oscar Wilde basically took a one-way steamer to Paris and lived there until he died in 1900, which only gave him 3 years. Yeah. Uh, Amsterdam was another one that had sort of very lax views when it came to homosexuality and things like that, but
Ooh,
When the Netherlands was occupied by the Germans during World War II, they implemented paragraph 175.
mm, sounds
So,
very close to something I know.
mm, right. Um, so when did things start changing sort of on a bigger scale? That's
So it just sounds like
based.
throughout history, people somehow came up with this unnamed fear because you said it was decriminalized during the French Revolution. So that means like at some point somebody feared homosexuality and queerness, and so I just wonder who starts this fear and where does it come from and what is it stemmed about? Like, I
I mean, it's just like anything, you know. It's something that's different. It's something that's not you. It's like, I mean, even if you think of like think of men's fashion. Um, Men's fashion used to be very extravagant. You know, heels, wigs, makeup. You know,
the
bits
tussles
and
and the
baubles and
ruffles and
ruffles
things.
and colors and things that, if you were to wear them today, people would be like, "Ooh, do you think?" And then fucking Beau Brummel comes along and destroys all of men's fashion in like the blink of an eye and makes it all boring as fuck.
And
Um,
beige.
and right, drab, boring colors. Beau Brummel destroyed men's fashion. But
I don't go by
so
those rules, by the way, so
but then when you it's starting to make it, I think over the years, it's, I think, more flamboyant is starting to like come back. We can tell
yeah.
that in men's fashion now. But, you
Thanks.
know, then if you look at sort of like, if you look at this country, right? Anything that's different, we have laws against. Everything from
Mhm.
interracial marriage to using a fucking water fountain. You know what I mean? We enslaved people for you know what I mean? Like
Almost feels like we're trying to go back to that, but
right. Well, the Nazis took a lot of their information from our Jim Crow era. They saw how we handled things like that and they said, "Hey, that's
ah,
cool. I like that."
I learned that the other
So,
day and I was like,
yeah.
"Oh,
Yeah.
how
So,
horrible."
right. Yeah. So the Hitler took a lot of what he was doing from how we handled stuff. So go us. Um
We always wanted to be the leader.
right. And then when, Hitler decided to start running everybody into concentration camps, I think that
Do we
when
see what
people
that
talk about
feels
the
like?
Holocaust, immediately they start thinking about um they start thinking about the Jews, they start thinking about sort of like the Romani people, they start thinking about that. The when it the homosexuals are sort of the last people that people tend to think about when it comes to the Holocaust.
Mhm.
But we were there. You see the pink triangle on things that came from Hitler. That was how we identified ourselves. Yay. Um, and it was sort of
And it didn't matter the background, right?
mm-mm,
So
no.
you were just swept in there.
Yeah. If you happen to be Jewish and gay, oh, you're fucked. Like, yeah. But there up until that point, there was so there was so much happening, especially in Europe. Here, we've always been problematic. Like, yes,
Oh,
we've had like we
yeah.
had like the Harlem Renaissance and stuff, but it was all right if you were an artist, but you couldn't be a normal person who was queer. You know what I mean? Like it was very,
That's interesting.
but
I just wish I knew I I'm sure there's like some like scientific study or something that has gone into depth about like why this exists and you know what I mean? Like it's
it's
so
all
interesting.
a lot of it. So everything from transphobia to homophobia is it's all colonizer behavior. The Puritans infected everything. It's the colonizers, because all of these cultures all over the world, like,
Had these
they
they
all
existed.
had, yes, in so many of these different cultures, trans folks and people that were gender expansive were revered. There is ancient art in just about every Asian society, and that shows two men or two women, and because it was what
Mhm.
it was. But then the fucking colonizers have to come in. And when you have the colonizers coming in, that's when everything goes to shit.
That's so interesting to me, like, and
It
what made them think that fearing homosexuality.
Because the Bible, it all comes back to the Christian bullshit. It comes back to this, like,
But why
the
I have such a hard time, and if my mother ever watches the show, I have such a hard time with sometimes religion's okay, sometimes it's accepted, sometimes it's not, but then here we are. But I also feel like, to me, religion has always just been sort of like, you know how, like, art, you learn it, you shape it, and you know what rules to break. So, like, and it should be open to interpretation, but you don't force it on people. Like, I feel like, I know Buddhism is not a religion per se, but I feel like that is like you take it in, you adjust
so
and adapt it to, you
Buddhism
know.
is always considered one of, like, the world religions.
Mhm.
I Having lived in Buddhist countries a good chunk of my life, and it's more of a theology than anything. It's more
But
of
that's
a,
what I mean, like,
and it
why
but
isn't
it
it Christianity and these.
because with the fucking it's all about control. It's about, and what has always baffled me, like, literally my entire life, having lived overseas for the majority of, until
Mhm.
I was 18. Like, I grew up around so many
Culture.
different cultures and people, and everything. And even moving back here, the one thing that always kind of blows my mind a little bit, and I don't know that everybody can see it, because not everybody has the same sort of worldview. You know what I mean? I was very fortunate and very privileged in that way. But anybody who is not white, essentially,
Mm.
who is Christian or Catholic or Baptist or anything along those lines, I'm like, do you understand that you are this is not your religion. This religion was literally forced on you by colonizers.
Mhm.
Like, the enslaved people that were brought over from Africa, they didn't come over here as Catholic, they didn't come over here as Baptist.
Mhm.
That religion was forced on them so that they could conform to what the white men thought was best. We're going to let you learn religion. We're not going to let you read, but you're going to learn religion because we're going to force this religion down your throat. You know,
Yes, and then we outshone their religion, and they were like,
like,
"Hey, hey."
all of these different cultures. It's always so interesting to me. I'm like, it, it always it's
I think
always
that's the
really,
part I'm
like,
asking
it's
is, like.
fascinating. I'm like, and like the indigenous folks, Native Americans and stuff, who are Christian. I'm like, you talk about colonizers. This is literally a colonized. Like, this is the epitome of colonizer behavior.
Mhm.
This shit was forced on you.
Almost
Like,
like a brainwashing.
it literally, that's basically what it is. That's what happened when we stole everybody's children, put them in, like, schools, and beat the native out of them. You know what I mean? Like, that's it's literally what we did. And it's
Mhm.
fucking embarrassing, but it's such an interesting, I don't know, it's it's an interesting
That's
sort of
very
dichotomy, because people
interesting.
always talk about, you know,
Huh.
change your language and your way of thinking, for to get away from the colonizer language and the colonizer way of
Mhm.
thinking, and then I'm gonna go to church. But that is
I
the
see, I see, I see.
epitome of colonization, because that was the first thing we did was shove fucking religion down everybody's throats who we didn't kill.
Mhm.
Like that's always been fascinating to me, because I've always been like, but
That's the part that is so confusing for me.
and
Yeah.
I've
'Cause I've
never
always
understood it.
approached religion in that way that you're talking about. Like, I hear what you're saying. I understand what the lessons may be, but I don't have to live by a certain rule set to make sure that I'm living
Right.
up
If you
to.
have to be like a good person because you're afraid of being, sent to eternal damnation, then
I mean, to each his own, but it's always been like where does this hatred when you're supposed to be so sacred and loving, but only loving when it fits A, B, and C and not D, E, F.
Yeah, but
So,
then don't forget that you're also taught that God is a vengeful God and is going to smite you down if, whatever. He's going to command you to kill
mhm,
your firstborn son or whatever, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I'm like,
he has not told
that's
me
a
that.
that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole other conversation that we can get into. But
No,
that's
I
like
was just
another like
asking about the link to
3 hour long
homosexuality.
conversation. But like that is something that if you want to sit around, we can like take shots and we can talk about this shit, because I got stuff to say. And
And D. Garrett.
this is coming from someone who, my father was an ordained minister. He didn't practice very often, but he was there. And someone who found out, I was, because somebody asked me once what denomination the church was that I went to in Michigan when I was growing up. I wasn't sure, so I Googled. I
Uh-huh.
shouldn't have Googled.
Oh
It was
no.
basically, it's a type, I can't remember what, I have to look it up again, but it's like a branch of like evangelist, like crazy. I'm like, oh,
Like a
that's
Billy Graham
exciting.
kind of thing?
Yeah, like that's great. I love that for me.
Oh.
I know. I remember looking at it, I was like, I've never heard of this before. And then I fell down the Google hole and I was like, oh,
Ooh.
well, that's great. That's spectacular.
Yeah. Anyhow,
That's
what did D. Garrett say? Gay men were the first of the man. Excuse me. Gay men first of were some of the first folks in concentration camps. I never heard of the Black Triangle. Also had that were on marked on lesbians. I have not heard of the Black Triangle. Now I'm gonna
mhm,
go googling after this because you know how I get. I'll get stuck and then I'll be like, uh oh.
right.
So next week I'll talk about
Right, right.
just like I fell down the rabbit hole of watching TV and I was like, wait a minute. You know the funny thing is I had a thought is like I pay all this money for all of these platforms and I only watch them like maybe once every 6 months. I I could be saving
Yeah.
myself a lot of money. But the kids, it's for the kids. Speaking of for the kids, let's move on to
I know we've already gone over. It's okay.
if you're still here, we appreciate you. If you're still listening, here's the headlines and things coming up. I'm sorry, this shine is like driving me crazy. I cannot handle that. Anyway, um, this is to me. is becoming a little scary because this isn't like the first person um, that has gone missing. Um, and to tell you that there have been more people reported missing on the social
Mm,
medias than I have noticed in a long time, and I'm not sure if it's just me or, "Oh, you're sewing? What are you sewing? Do I need to put an order in? What's w"
right?
Um, but, like, people going missing is a little bit frightening for me, I don't know, and especially when it's, like, gay people and trans people. It just ugh. Uh, so folks in Phoenix, or the Phoenix area are looking for Michael Bain. I guess I felt like what I just saw before we got on was that he was seen February 16th, I think, a couple days ago. Um, and people are worried about him. And this is kind of like I don't know what they call it, but there was a person that was missing last year, and we were all just like hoping that we would find him and
I think I know who you're talking about, and I think they did find him, but then they were just
yeah, and it was
like
like almost like there was no like the police and everything didn't seem like they cared.
right,
That's the part that's most striking to me is like they were like, "Oh, we found them."
right.
Okay, who did it?
And we have no leads and no witnesses, so that's just too bad.
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
"Oh." So, I'm sending out the positive juju that this person gets found, um, a and the it's just weird to me, and the lady that's missing from, um, her Tucson home, being snatched up, ugh,
Savannah
I can't handle.
Guthrie's mom. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I just cannot handle what is going on, like, what's happening? Say hello to your people, say you love them, because I
I
don't know
think
what's
a
happening.
lot like people are getting bold because they've been emboldened. So
Be safe out there, people. Turn on
I
your
mean,
pen, share your
if they
location.
do something to get
I
rid
hope
of
that isn't the case, though, but
black, brown, queer people, nobody cares. You know what I mean? It's like, uh,
well, this person is white, and the other person was white before, and they still didn't care.
uh,
So,
yeah, but they're queer.
oh, that just
Getting
automatically
rid of the
cancels you out.
undesirables.
Yeah. Ew. Oh, ooh, that gave me a horrible chill. Um, speaking of them, we talked about the documentary. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. The other one comes out March 11th or March 12th or something like that. Gabe says, I wish they put this much effort for Marcus or anyone in the
Right.
LGBTQ plus
And that's
community.
exactly the problem.
They don't. Um, just the other
That's
day,
exactly the
something
problem. Like,
a
that's
trans person was murdered, and all we heard was that where they were found, and that was it. And the more you kept reading, is like it's very evident that the police department did not put any effort into anything. We found them. That's it. So, um, a federal judge blocked dump truck and his administration from forcing California schools to out trans students to their parents. Um,
mm,
hmm, very interesting because, yeah. Hmm. 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 Um, let Despite all the things that are happening, I just want to remind everyone that February is Black History Month. And um, the thing that makes the triple chin on Dump Truck's face just tremble is that it's also, because I heard that he had a problem with this, it's also Ethnic Equality Month.
Yeah,
And this is hurting the white people.
I am personally offended, yes.
Mm. So sorry. So sorry. Um, in sad news, I knew that he was dealing with some health issues. So um, it's almost like that relative that is, not doing well. And then you're like, mm, it still doesn't feel good. You know what I mean? Civil rights activist and icon. And I forgot that he ran for president. And all of the reading I was doing, I was like, he tried to run for president? I don't remember this. What year was that? Um, but he passed away at 84. I'm just like, no, 2026 needs to slow down a minute because we getting a little too aggressive. Because there was somebody else that I saw, and I was like, you know what, 2026, you can slow down now. You know, um,
Madam Askew wasn't paying attention. You must be hurt by Black History and Ethnic Equality Month. I am very hurt by it. Extraordinarily offended.
um, well, yeah. So, mm, I wonder how many. Oh, this will be so fun. I wonder if I can start doing this. How many inventions by Black people that dump truck uses?
Oh, a good chunk.
Would he
A
not use
good
them
chunk.
if I said,
Black and or queer people.
"Oh, a computer"?
Hmm. Wi-Fi.
Ooh, remember
Yep.
his campaigns? Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
you remember his campaigns? What year was that? Now I'm gonna have to look.
Um,
Are you looking at it?
I can.
That must have been like early '90s then, right? I do not remember this.
Um, he ran in 84 and in 88.
Oh, I'm such a young child that I wasn't around to know that that was happening. Excuse me, I got ready in a hurry and I'm getting rid of the shine on my forehead.
Mhm.
You're welcome. Does he eat peanuts? I'm sure he eats some kind of nuts.
Right.
Um, Also, the ridiculousness that was, no, I don't wish, because I do not have any pictures of that man on my computer. Um, there was a picture that was circulating because Nicki Minaj in pink was in a car with dump truck and had money in her hand and was like, "Happy President's Day." She can go to all kinds of hell, as far as I care. Um, Also online were people that were mad at Tyra, but then they were in the same breath supporting Nicki Minaj. So that's where like a lot of hypocrisy was happening online because I was like, "Ooh, people are fighting, but not playing by the rules." You know. And good news, um, just makes the conservatives so happy to hear this. Bad Bunny's halftime show is having an effect and has led a 245% rise of searches for flights to Puerto Rico, as well as like reservations and um, you know, he He didn't speak English at all, but
Right.
yeah. Also, he got his first solo number one for what is it, DTMF, which is the name of his album, but DTMF is the single off of it. And so I'm just overjoyed that the MAGA people are enjoying his number one and that he has a global number one hit.
I think I'm so here for it.
If anything, we are great at protesting with our minds and our money.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
That is all I can say. I wish I had more, but there, excuse me, there was so much stuff that happened today that I'm surprised I'm sitting here.
I mean, we managed to get through it. We got through it.
And somehow the internet did not kick both of us off,
Oh
but it kicked
my
us off one
god.
at a time. It,
Um, what gigs do we have coming up?
I have cheese mimosa brunch at Tistal, benefiting Phoenix Allies for Community Health on Sunday. Should be a good time. I'll be doing drag bingo from 12 to 2, and then there'll be like a dance party from 2 to 4.
Hmm. Interesting.
I'm getting old, so I don't know how it's gonna work. Um, if you see me dancing, give me a ibuprofen because that means
Right.
I'm gonna be sore the next day.
Get some icy hot ready.
Speaking of dancing, last year I attempted to dance and was sore for a couple days after the fundraiser. So the Drag Story Hour annual fundraiser is on Saturday, February 28th, and it's themed Level Up, and you can use code LIVE 2026 to save 20% on your ticket. Also, if you go to the Drag Story Hour Easy Instagram, I think is that the giveaway.
Sure.
You can win tickets to the fundraiser. I don't
We've
remember
shared
when it ends.
some of the raffle prizes that are going to be available. We've got some awesome stuff.
Mm.
Brandon McGill, Holly Shoemaker, Eric Turner, uh,
We
Amethyst Rose
basically harassed all of our
Massage.
friends to
All
dance.
of these, like we have so many awesome things that are being raffled off. And you can only get raffle
Mm.
tickets at the fundraiser, so you should do that.
Or
It's
you
always
can
a good
just give
time.
us the money and we'll raffle off random prizes.
Yeah, it's always a
It'll
good
be fun.
time. But yeah, come and check that out. And it'll be over early enough for you to be able to go do other things that evening.
Sure. Why not?
You
You never hear about being gay anymore. Because
know.
I've been gay.
Oh my god.
Um, sorry. I know that's your thing. Sorry. The dad jokes. I intruded. Um, on March 12th, I have Irish tea themed. Listen, I'm not Irish,
Mm, had no idea.
but the theme is Irish tea. I will be wearing green. That is as Irish as I will be for you. But it's drag bingo at Drink Me Tea Room at 5:30. So get your tickets for that. And then sadly,
um, on March 20th, will be the final Wild Wild West Con Dragon Burlesque show
for
happening in
now,
Tucson. Um, You can get tickets for the show even if you are not attending the con. Tickets are not on sale yet. They should be soon, I hope. But those should be available shortly. But make sure that if you want to go see the show, do get your tickets as soon as they go on sale because I guarantee you that they will sell out this year because it is the last year. That. And then on April 17th, yes, it's a little ways away, but make sure that you put it on your calendar. Drag Bingo and Cats at the Phoenix Cat Cafe is a thing. So those tickets should also be on sale
Very popular.
soon. Make sure that you get those early because those do sell out as well. And don't come
And
crying
don't
to
forget,
us if you say we're gonna try. We tried to get them, and then it was too late because they will sell out. We told you it was gonna sell out. So
and most of you follow us on social media, so like,
right,
I don't understand. I
right.
don't get it.
Still nobody listens. It's fine.
Yes.
It's fine.
And remember, you can book us for office parties, celebrations, and more. Send us a message. And Bill was talking about flying us around the country or something. So if you want to
Right.
join that and sponsor that negotiation, that's great. We're here for it. With that, that is all. We went a little over. Not too
We
bad.
did.
Um, but stay safe out there because it is crazy. So crazy out there. I just can't understand. Um, and travel with a person if you can. I just can't. Whatever. Um, and know your rights. Watch the episode before this because that's what we talked about. So that is all for me. And we will see you next week for your Wednesday night conversation.
Good
And hopefully the outro
night.
plays very well without me stuttering. We'll find out. Good night.